one room and a half, family of four. One of them sleeps on the couch. The other one sleeps on a mattress. One of them has a room, but has everybody's clothes in their room. The other one has to have a bunk bed. And the kids, they don't grow up with their own rooms like you would imagine. Their private space, nothing like that. You can hear through the walls. It's like as if they're made out of paper or something. There's no privacy.
Everything's based on agriculture in general, and we produce a lot of course, apples, corn, great potatoes. I think we rival Idaho, believe it or not. But we do a lot of everything here. I think like every small town, I mean rural, I think to begin with is that we have a lot of poverty. And I think our community is probably like 70% Hispanic, maybe more. Some of the issues that because of poverty, some of the things that we face are just the basic needs, and I think a lot of folks don't understand that. So people don't have food to eat here. Housing, we don't have housing for everybody here. Things like prevention and all those other things, and education, and getting ahead in life and being better educated and prosperous isn't going to come if you don't have, again, those basic needs. And I think our clinic's been one of those places that's really helped equalize some of those, getting those services into Quincy. And again, because we're rural, getting services into Quincy, there was very few, and I think we were able to bring some things into the community for our clients here.
I've been working on a study around environmental health promotion in the home setting using public health nurses, and was very pleased sort of in the second phase of our project to learn that the promotores were also very interested in that topic. A couple of the promotores work for the clinic, many are volunteer, but a couple are employed by the clinic to help people find housing and work on housing issues. So when we sort of moved into the second phase of the project, they decided to focus on that and recruited some families to go to their homes, their trailers, take pictures, and talk about different housing issues.
Photovoice is a way that I think can uniquely tap into this process. What we're doing is we're giving folks cameras and we're saying, please document the issues of importance in your community. And for a researcher, basically, we say that Photovoice is all about documenting the social worlds of communities. What's going on, what issues do you wish were improved in your communities? And through documenting these issues, we know that folks can go places that researchers can't. They have access to places. They have a perspective that we wouldn't dream of having. I think that through this process of gathering images, one of the things that ends up happening is a community member, hopefully through being a part of this research process, comes to understand the issue as well through documenting it and reflecting on it, and hopefully mobilizing, getting together to do something about this, saying, oh yeah, that's what we love about our community, and these are the things that we wish were different. So I think that it's this reflective process that ends up being, as much as valuable as sort of the results that we end up getting.
I thought it was pretty cool because, I heard of it through Mary Jo, because Julie contacted Mary Jo that she wanted some of the health promoters to get involved in it. I thought it was cool because we were gonna be able to take pictures.
That's what she said. It's gonna involve taking pictures, and you guys are all good at taking pictures, and you guys all love posting your pictures up on Facebook and MySpace, and we're like, we were just like, oh, okay, it's something we could do, and it'll benefit our community at the same time. So we just thought it'd be, okay, let's go for it.
We do health fairs here at the clinic, and one of them was a senior project for the girls, and we did it in George. So we decided to take the Photovoice and put up a booth. And so the families came to me, and I just asked them, hey, you want to do this? I explained it to them. They signed up, and we just chose the families and went and talked to them, and that's how we did it.
It's something we don't consider such a big problem in our community, but we have to realize that it's like in back of our backyard, because like we go a little bit further to George and then we see how they're living, and we would never expect someone to actually live in those conditions. The house we visited, the one I went to, was the Lunas' house, and it was like really, really small, and they had only like a twin bed, I think, and they both had to live there. And then the bathroom was super small, like they didn't have a bathtub, they only had the shower. And then they didn't have gas, so sometimes they would have to cook outside in the cold and everything. So they would use the walnuts to lit up the fire. And then they didn't have a washing machine or anything, so they would use the hose outside, and they would just dry and wash her like on top of a log. I took a photo because she had like a little teddy bear on top on like sitting on the sofa on the car seat, and I don't know, I thought it was really cute because it was like sitting on the sofa, and like it took mostly half of all of the car seat, so I thought it was like, wow, now I imagine two people sitting there. And then also like the bedroom, it was really small, so it was everything crowded. You had to walk. I think only one person could fit in the hallway because it was so small, and then the fridge was like almost on top of the bed. That was really bad.
Well, there was broken buildings that have either burned down or were broken down from weather or anything, and people tend to go over there and just mess around. There's crates and a whole bunch of different harmful objects in there that can hurt themselves. I have a concern about little kids not being advised by their parents or anyone. You could see like a 5-year-old walking down the street by himself. Having little kids on the street by themselves, getting into gangs, that's just something that really needs to be emphasized in the city of Quincy.
The kids, I think it's not a good environment for them to be living in. You know, they're growing up seeing this. They don't know that they're poor. They can be so happy with a toy, and then they grow a little older and it just hits them, you know, like, oh, I don't have what he has. Or it's just a little traumatizing, I think, and, you know, it's not a good environment for a child to be growing up in. I got this family that was just a mom and a little boy. She doesn't have a husband, so she's raising her child all on her own. Actually, it's 2 children, a baby and a small child. And while I was there, she asked her little boy, who's like 2 years old, to go across the trailer park and give her other son some diapers or something. And it's a pretty long way for a little boy to walk from his house to all the way across the other side to his aunt's house or cousin's house. I don't know who it was. You know, and like he was carrying his diaper, and to me that was just, it was a shock. I mean, for a little kid that small, you know, and anything can happen to him. It's not a good neighborhood to just tell your little boy, but he doesn't know that, you know. He goes, okay, you know, all excited, I'll go. To me, he just seems so innocent, and like I told you, little kids don't know that they're poor. They're just so willing to give, even though they don't really have that much. They don't have room. They don't have the room that they need for kids to grow up, and, you know, they don't have the space to put their clothes. They have to put it under the bed or, you know, over a shelf or something like that, something dangerous like that. It has everything to do with housing.
We met Maria. Mary Jo knew Maria. So we got a hold of her through her, and Billy Mary Jo has worked with her before, so she was all for it to let us, you know, come out here and, you know, I was just shooting pictures of, you know, different things, like their living conditions, their rooms, their restroom. You know, this was the best trailer out in that orchard. And I mean, there was the conditions. I mean, the bathroom itself, the tub, it was rusty. There was many issues with that trailer. I have never really been in a trailer like that, but I've heard, and you know, I've never really seen. I just hear like, oh, people coming and telling us, but I had never really seen it with myself with my own eyes. So I was really shocked, and I know, you know, many managers, they have, you know, houses out in the orchards, you know. I'm aware of that, but I've never really realized how bad conditions these homes were.
I think people on the outside think that everybody has a house here. They don't. We have lots of homeless people. They don't call them homeless here. They just call them farm workers or ag workers or migrant workers. They're homeless. We need to have and afford them proper housing so that they can come and work for us and pick our produce and make a living and help us make a living, you know, and hopefully that's a win-win situation for everybody. And that people do become aware of the substandard housing, that things like health, things like education are impacted, and that sometimes what they might think is a lack of care about children or lack of care of the parents isn't that at all. It might be that they don't have what they basically need to be healthy individuals. We're still not there yet. We can still, hopefully folks will continue to build more here. And I know there have been some orchardists in our area that have been fabulous about, they've been really good to their folks, bringing them in, try to furnish housing for them, and you know, because they want good workers to come back every year. And so those are very noble folks, and those are the kind of folks that we do have in the community. I would just hope that more of them would continue to do that. And it costs a lot of money. You know, they're not in the business of housing. They're in the business of agriculture. So I think we just need to keep at it, you know, and really welcome those people who are wanting to come into our community and want to build more housing. I think it's important.